Having worked in the financial industry for over 5 years and naturally just being a more frugal person, I wanted to share these frugal living rules that I live by that have allowed me to drastically improve my finances. Having it all costs more than money. One of the most common things that I saw during my time at the bank was people talking about all of the things that they did not have. We would spend countless hours talking about the nice house they had, the vacations they were on, the cars that they had, the schools that their kids were going to, but they would always prioritize what it was that they were lacking. So this is when I kind of encompass this principle of having everything costs more than money, because I don't believe that you can ever have everything. And something that I would occasionally ask some of these people was, what would you do once you had everything? We are always in pursuit, typically, of the things that we do not have. We think that once I have everything, which actually does not exist, then I will feel fulfilled. In reality, we need to kind of settle, or we need to just accept that what it is that I have now is enough. Maybe I want to strive to have more of something, but if we focus on everything, it's going to cost us a lot more than just financial accomplishment. Allow fluidity. When I was in high school, I was studying exercise sports science because I wanted to actually end up creating diet plans and all these different things for people. And one of the things that I learned was that whenever you create a successful diet, you do not cut cold turkey. It never works. Typically what you do is you try to just marginally decrease things as you go. I took this into finances whenever I was working at the bank and into my own personal finances, is that whenever you have a goal that you want to achieve, allow fluidity within your finances. If you are needing to save money because you need to do a home improvement or something, typically the place that you start to reduce your spending is on things that you enjoy doing, because you feel that you can reduce those things because they're not as important. It's kind of ironic that that happens. What I have found is that instead of reducing what it is that you like, reduce all of the other things that doesn't provide value to you in your life. If you love dining out, instead of hearing everyone say stop dining out, well, keep doing that, but maybe cut your subscriptions, or maybe change the insurance on your car, or maybe sell your car and have a less nice car. On the flip hand, if you love having a nice car, well, maybe stop dining out as much or stop doing these things. I think the way that you win on saving money and being able to have a healthy relationship with your finances is actually by keeping the things that you like doing and decreasing all of the other things. Reduce, replace, repeat. One of the things that I've talked about many times on this channel is the way in which I buy clothes. If I ever see something that I want, I always sell as many clothes as I have to be able to afford that particular item. So I'm never buying something new. The nice thing is that it continuously reduces my wardrobe. I get to have exactly what I want, and I never have to spend new money. I'm starting to incorporate this into my entire life. If I have a book that I want, instead of me just going out and buying a new book, instead I'm going to see how many different books do I already have that I can sell to be able to afford that. Or how many of those books can I trade to someone else that they will be willing to give me that book that I desire? This works great with kitchen appliances. If I need to get a new toaster or something like that, how many pots and pans and spatulas and plates and things do I never use that I can put on Facebook Marketplace to now have the money to be able to get exactly what it is that I want? You're consistently allowing yourself to declutter while also being able to get exactly what you want. And you just continuously repeat the cycle, and before you know it, you have exactly what you want, very few items, and it just allows you to never have to spend new money. Limit being defined by your items. A common characteristic I am finding among society is our attachment to identity. And typically the way that we represent that identity is with the items that we buy. And unfortunately, especially in America, we're always about having the biggest, the best, the fastest, the quietest, the whatever it is. We want it to be the most of whatever it is. What I am really discovering, and I saw especially at the bank, was it creates this nasty trap. We want to be a person that drives nice cars. So we get a nice car. But the nice car doesn't fit that need. It doesn't make us feel like we're a person that drives nice cars. It doesn't do what we're actually looking for. So then it brings it back to us. Well, who am I? Well, I'm a person that drives nice cars. Maybe it wasn't that car. So you kind of just keep doing this in all of these different aspects of your life. You're always searching for that next item that's finally going to let you know, that's finally going to fill that void of who you are. In reality, you're never going to get justified by anything outside yourself. The goal is to buy a nice car because you love that car, because that's the car that you want to drive, not because it's going to represent something about yourself. You don't want to be defined by your items. You want yourself to do the talking. You want your mannerisms, your dialect, the way that you represent yourself. That is what defines you. Everything else is just an accessory and something that you can have fun with in your life. Consider the cons. Something that I kind of tricked myself into feeling like I needed in my apartment was to spruce it up a bit. I felt like I needed to get a couple plants to kind of liven it up, add another lamp to create some light in there, maybe add another picture frame so it's not just a bunch of white walls. But I took a moment and I thought, well, what would the con be of buying these items? And very quickly what came to mind was dust. I don't like seeing dust. I don't like anything about dusting. I don't like any aspect of that. So what I realized was, well, the more items I have in my apartment, the more dust is going to be there. So what turned from I need to get these items quickly turned into I want these items, but I don't want them enough to have to deal with the dust. And that's kind of just a rule I live by, is what is the con of whatever it is that I'm going to buy? And if the con is strong enough, typically it removes that need very quick, and it has just saved me a tremendous amount of time and money. Have a list of free things you love doing. For myself personally, this has been a huge realization that a lot of things that I actually genuinely enjoy doing are absolutely free. I found that this just broke the false narrative that I was living by, that whatever it is that I want to do or I enjoy is going to cost a lot of money, so it's kind of better to tone my life down, and that there's a plethora of things that I can go out and I can do each and every day that isn't going to break the bank and still lets me find joy in my life. Find creative ways to splurge financially. I am very much of the mindset of I don't want to reduce the enjoyments in my life just for the sake of finances. So I try to find as many creative ways that I can still enjoy the things that I love doing while saving money. One of the best examples is I love to go see a movie in the cinema. I love that cinematic experience. But if you're going to go with someone to the movies and if you dare get a naughty little snack, you're walking out of there spending like $35 to see a movie. And unfortunately, the way that most movies are now, they just suck. So it kind of is an unfortunate experience. But we found that with most cinemas, if you go on Tuesday, it's either $5 to $7. And if you actually go into the cinema instead of buying it online, you save an extra like $2 or $3 in processing fees. This now allows us to be able to go see a movie, have that cinematic experience, but instead of spending $35 and up, we get to spend, I don't know, like $9, $10 total. And so it's a way for us to be able to still go out, enjoy things that we like doing, while still saving money and still allowing us to go in the path that we want financially. Stop being teased financially. This is a fundamental principle that I've absolutely followed for as long as I can remember, and that is to not be teased financially. If I'm in a place to where I cannot afford an item, I don't want to be tempted by it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to be near it. I don't want to see it. If I'm going to go test drive a new car, knowing very well that I cannot afford that item or that car, whenever I get into the vehicle that I'm driving now, it's going to make me see all of its imperfections even more. It's going to make me not like the car I'm in because I have something that I can directly compare it to. If I know that I'm not in a place to be able to afford new clothes, I'm not going shopping. I'm not going to go window shopping. I'm not going to try things on because then when I get home, knowing very well how nice all that other stuff was, it's gonna make my wardrobe not as appealing as it was just a couple hours prior. So I've just made sure very much in my life, I never let teasing happen financially. And I really just prioritize just trying to find what enough is until I have some money to be able to afford maybe a new item. Do what works best for you. Something I always made sure that my clients knew whenever I was assisting them with their budget was that what I was discussing was a light recommendation or like a gentle suggestion. I never wanted them to make a decision or live their life off of what it was that I would do. The best financial plan, the best budget that you're going to do is going to be what you feel aligned with, what you feel confident in doing. At the end of the day, we're just humans. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to have financial regrets. We're going to do things where we knew we should have and we didn't. And we're also going to have massive financial successes. The most important thing is that we do not aspire for perfection. Perfection will never happen, especially financially. I really just want to just make it clear that whatever rules or tips or things that I discuss, other people discuss, to not let it restrict your life. It is perfectly fine if every single one of the things that I discuss today don't work in your life. I don't want you to continuously do it just because it worked for somebody else. I think it's worth a shot, but if you don't like it, that's perfectly fine. Move on. Mix and match. Create little things that work the best for you. The most important thing is that you enjoy your life and you find ways to be able to have a fulfilling financial journey. So to summarize this, all of these little frugal living rules individually aren't going to make a massive difference. But the beautiful thing about frugal living is that it's like a lifestyle. You begin to find the benefit of what is enough, of being able to creatively find ways to be able to express yourself and to be able to find all of the free abundances around. And it just allows yourself to feel just more open and see that the world is a great place to be in. Things are expensive, but with a little bit of extra work, a little bit of creativity, I can be able to enjoy my life the same way that I would at any other point. I also want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you so incredibly much for the incredibly kind comments you did from my last video about what had happened to me recently in the hospital. It gets me very emotional to see that you feel comfortable and confident enough to share what you guys did with me. I appreciate it so incredibly much. The whole reason I made this channel to begin with was to be able to create a safe and loving community to where we could share things like this. And to see that happen just means the world to me. I'm so happy that we are doing this together. I really I don't even know how to describe the feeling. So thank you guys so much. I hope that that this provided value. I'm gonna do my absolute best to make sure that I'm always providing the most value to you guys that I can. Yeah, this is a great gift. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
You had to choose between SpongeBob and all the money I have in my pocket. Which would you take?
That depends. How much money are we talking about?
Mr. Krabs!
62 cents.
I'll take the money.
Mr. Krabs!